guys, my name is Jonathan. I'm the owner of SalesBoosters.com. I'm a social media agency owner. I currently have my own team. I'm just recording this to kind of go through my story about what I am and how I got here. So my story is I got introduced to IT at an early age, kind of just in computers in general. At 11 years old, my brother had an old Pentium 3 computer that he brought with him home from work that he was interning at back in like 2004, 5, something like that. Yeah, definitely around 2005, 6. And long story short, I was really interested in computer security from there. And then when I was like 12, 13, 14, I discovered kind of the world of online hacking, and so I was into that world space for a little bit. Pursued a career in college, went into it for IT security. Ended up dropping out my fourth semester for a 2-year degree because the school was going to force me to take 7 semesters, which, if you don't know, is essentially almost 4 years of schooling for a 2-year degree, and I was not going to have that. I've been introduced to Tai Lopez kind of in 2018, I want to say, 17, to a Grand Stefan video, interestingly enough, kind of memeing on him. But I looked at his as like, here in my garage, and what he said really resonated with me. You got to seek out mentors. And so, I kind of did social media. I tried, talked to one person, didn't work out, so I kind of just put that away. Then I discovered e-commerce and got into that. I had 4 Shopify stores, and that didn't really end up working out so well either. Kind of half-efforted them. The last store I put a lot of effort into. Talked to 9, 10 suppliers. But I learned a lot through the way about Facebook ads and just how kind of e-commerce works. After 4 stores, you start to pick up some stuff, right? And my first one was so bad. It was literally like AirPodClubs.com or something. I don't even own the domain. It's pretty funny if somebody picks it up. But so I did that, and then through contacts that I had, I met this recruiter, and he was doing fairly well, and so I went to him and I was like, hey, teach me everything that you know. And for those of you that don't know, I was an executive recruiter. I basically got to work with high-level individuals. I had access to, we did C-level recruiting, which means VIPs, chief information officers, CFOs, chief executive officers sometimes we would recruit for. And so I got a lot of exposure to high-level people for about 8 months, 9 months. And I worked for him for free, but my brother paid me to kind of help him and Robert out, the guy who let me have access to all these people. So I ended up building up my LinkedIn network to around 2,000 and some people and some change. A lot of high-level people I connected with. I built relationships there. And then I really kind of got, my 4th semester in college, or my 2nd year in college, and I really wanted to go back to I actually wanted to really do something with myself, I really felt college wasn't for me, and I even made the Dean's List my last year, made A's and B's, didn't make a single C, so I was pretty cool about that. But then I met Klaus Akala, and for those of you who don't know, he's one of, not Dan Boss. Yeah, he's one of Dan Boss's friends. But he was Dan Locke's personal marketer, or one of his marketing guys on his team. He's worked with Stephen James and Eric Thomas, Jason Capital, just to name a few people. And he directly mentored me, kind of helped me. He said, "Dude, you need to drop out of college. What are you doing? You clearly have a skill set. You've had 4 Shopify stores and all this and that." So I dropped out the next day, or the next 2 days, I don't really remember. After that, and ended up getting a job, because an IT job through my school, through a contacted school, and did that for a couple months. And now I've started my agency full time. I have a team. I have contractors that work for me, virtual assistants that work for me. And so I just kind of want to stick this out there. That's kind of my story, a really shortened version of my story. My parents weren't wealthy, the typical story. I'm not a millionaire by any stretch of the imagination, but I live on my own now. Just so you know, I was really obsessed with video games for like the longest time. So I played like Rainbow Six Siege, Counter-Strike. I think I have like 1,000 hours in that game, like 2,000 or 3,000 in League of Legends, until I was like 24. And I actually found Value Tainment's video on how to become a millionaire. I was like, oh wow, once you broke down the math of how you do it, of different ways of doing it, I was like, that's probably not that difficult. So then I started kind of like going through things, So, I did nothing with my life for the first decade, or not decade, first quarter of it. I don't know, maybe I'll do 100. First quarter century, did nothing of real value, I guess. I don't know. Some of the IT skills I have, programming skills are definitely useful, but you can always hire that out, so maybe not so useful. But that's really all the video I just want to make today, just kind of a quick update on that. But yeah, so I'm transitioning now from one of my buddies in college is, we're going to be potentially business partners, and we think along the same lines, similar values, and so I really want to show him kind of like the ropes of this business for the SSMA or social media marketing. And this is really just to document my journey for me. If you want to follow along, that's cool. Maybe I can answer some questions for you, for where I've come and where I'm going and where I've gone. So, this is really informal. Probably not going to edit this too much, but that's just what I want to put out there.